Gwen will be in Iowa all weekend. Margaret Warner talked with her from the state fairgrounds just a short time ago.
Hi, Gwen. You look to be right in the middle of the action out there.
I'm out here in the heartland.
So what's been the reaction among the players, other people you've talked to last night's debate?
Well, last night's debate was really a breakthrough for a lot of the candidates and all of the people who've been watching very carefully here in Iowa. As you saw in the piece, they haven't necessarily made up their minds. They wanted to see whether Tim Pawlenty was going to come alive, whether Jon Huntsman, who's not participating in the straw poll, was going to make his voice heard. But instead what they got was an interesting little sideshow, a fight between Michelle Bachmann and Tim Pawlenty, the two Minnesotans. And they also began to see what the front runner looked like, Mitt Romney, who also is not participating in the straw poll. There are a lot of people in this race who were depending on last night's debate and tomorrow's straw poll to survive.
And meanwhile, you've had right in the state fair where you are now, Sarah Palin coming in today, I gather, and Rick Perry, not yet announced candidate, coming in Sunday. What impact are they having?
Well, Sarah Palin shows up and there's an immediate crowd, which is what happened here today. She came, she toured, she visited the Butter Cow, which is celebrating its 100th year on display here, a cow carved entirely of butter. And she decided to come back to try some of the deep fried butter, another delicacy here. But everywhere she goes, she's asked, is she going to run? Everywhere she goes, she says she doesn't know yet, and she welcomes Rick Perry to the race. Rick Perry, the governor of Texas, who actually does have a big footprint and who a lot of activists in Iowa are more curious about. He's going to be announcing this weekend, visiting New Hampshire, as I said, South Carolina. But the real big thing everybody will be watching is what happens when he gets to Waterloo, Iowa here, Michelle Bachmann's birthplace.
So how much interest is there among Iowans in general or Iowa Republicans in the straw poll tomorrow? What are they looking for there?
Well, it's really interesting because Iowans, by their very nature, follow politics very closely. But even they are saying, gee, really? It's still August. But they are very curious. A lot of Iowa Republicans are very unhappy with the way things are going in Washington. People stop me on the street and say, when are you going to tell them? When are we going to get those bums out of there? When are you going to tell them to be serious? But they haven't decided who is the person who can defeat Barack Obama. And they have a wide choice. The social conservatives here in Iowa have a reputation for determining the outcome of things like the caucuses in January and this straw poll tomorrow. But a lot of people are saying this year to me that the economy is as big a deal as any social issue, and they're looking for the candidate who's going to be able to articulate that vision.
And who has the organizational muscle from what you've been able to see?
You know, it's interesting. Tim Pawlenty, who is widely perceived as not being very strong, I saw him this morning. He has actually got a lot of organizational muscle, and therefore, if he doesn't pull out a very early finish, people are very high finish, 1, 2, or 3, preferably 1 or 2, people are going to say it was all for naught. Mitt Romney, who of course is not competing here, spent $10 million on these caucuses last time, and on the straw poll last time, and he's decided he's not going to take part this time. So people are waiting to see. I had a senior official say he's expecting Michelle Bachmann to win. So expectations have now gone up for her to pull out a really big win here tomorrow. And then there's Ron Paul, the Libertarian candidate, who actually has a very lively, very engaged, young support base, who also are going to show up there. And we'll be interested to see whether they can actually show up and then cast those votes.
Well, Gwen, thank you. Have a great time at the straw poll. There's a viewer who wants to know if you've tried the fried Oreos.
I went for the fried Twinkie, Margaret. It seemed much more disgusting.
Thanks, Gwen. We'll look forward to your report on Monday.
Take care, Margaret.